This is exercise 11.6 homework problems, question 21. The latus rectum of a parabola has endpoints -2, 3 and 6, 3. Find two possible equations for this parabola. What do you think you should do first? Draw it. Very good. A quick sketch, girls, just a very quick one, doesn't have to be accurate. Now, 6, 3 is across there and up here, and -2, 3 might be there. Now, where do you think the axis of the parabola will be? This is what I've got. What about halfway between the -2? Yeah. So you know how the latus rectum, doesn't it pass through the focus? So the focus would be here. This would be the latus rectum. And this point here would be the focus, halfway between the endpoints of the latus rectum. Now, the thing is, the parabola will go like this, but we don't know how far it goes down. Now, I don't think there's... All right, what we could do... No, what we'll do, we'll substitute... Well, we know what the focus is, so we should know that... No, we don't. All right, let's just see what we've got. So, we've got -2, 3 and 6, 3. The parabola is going to go down like this, but I don't know how far. We don't know how far. Yeah, to work out the focus. And then you know the focal length. That's right, they're the two. They're the two possibles. Yeah, they're the two possibles. All right, I'm just trying to think if there was another way of... I know. Okay, so let's start with latus rectum is 4A, and then we're going to try another method. But, all right, so we know that the latus rectum... what is the length of the latus rectum, by the way? No, it's 8 units. So 4A is 8, therefore A is 2, because length of latus rectum is 4A, but I've told you that you didn't have to remember that. So what I'm going to do, that's one way of doing it. We know the coordinates of the focus anyway. What are the coordinates of the focus? 2, 3. If the thing is 2, A is 2, it has to... 2 across, 3 up, it actually won't go below, it'll go up here. Because you know how you do 2 units down?
So it's meant to hit the dot.
No, it's not going to hit the dot on the x-axis at all. It's going to hit the 1. Girls, at the moment that's 2, 3, yes, and it could be concave up or down. So I'm just doing the concave up one first. No, it doesn't hit there. I just sketched it without knowing in the first place. So
it hits a bar.
Because to get to the focus we go 2 across, 3 up, but now that we know that the focal length is 2, therefore the vertex has to be the point. The vertex here is 2, 1. 2 across, 1 up. And, yeah. So what would that equation be therefore? So the first parabola could be, you know how it's x minus h squared equals positive 4a. Y minus k, isn't it of that type? It's the x squared equals 4ay type, but it's been shifted across and up. Like it is the x squared equals 4ay type, but the vertex is not 0, 0. So the general form is x minus h squared equals 4ay minus k.
Why did you say go 2 across 1 up?
All right, because you have to come 2 units down from there for the vertex. So 2 units down from 2, 3 would be the point 2, 1. I'm just going 2 units down from the point 2, 3. Look, I'll draw it over here. If I've got the point 2, 3, and that's my focus, and I know that the focal length is 2, what's this point 2 units down from there? 2, 1 is the vertex. Okay? So the first parabola is a concave up parabola with the vertex not being 0, 0, so it's of this type. X minus h squared equals 4a y minus k. Actually, girls, in this question, you can use its 4a units, provided they're not asking you to show. If they say show that the length of the latus rectum is 8 or something, then you should be doing it by substituting into the formula of the parabola. All right, but this is just, it's not saying show. So, but I will try it another way in a minute, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. I will try it, all right? Now, so are we okay here? So A is 2, and what's, all right. So girls, A is 2. All right, so A is 2, and HK is 2, 1. So what's the formula? X minus 2 squared equals 8, y minus 1. Now, the other possibility, that's the concave up parabola. The other possibility is that it's concave down.
Oh, but it also changes the vertex.
Yes. I would probably just leave that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Have they expanded at all? Okay, look, in an exam this would be good enough. Okay? All right. And the concave down type would be like this. 2, 3 is the focus, but it's concave down, so 2 more units up. Does that make sense for the vertex? That's your other possibility. So we got that one or this one. Why are we going up 2 units? Because the length of the focus is 2. So what's the coordinates of this new vertex? 2, 5. So because it's concave down, so that was the first type. Because it's concave down, it's the x minus h squared equals negative 4ay minus k. Do you get it? Why I put the negative in there? Because it's the concave down type. So it's x minus, the x one here is 2 equals negative 8 because a is 2, y minus 5. So they're the 2 equations of the parabola. So we've got that one and this one. Way of doing this, if you can't remember what that latus rectum is 4 units, because you know that the general shape of that parabola up there is x minus h squared equals 4a y minus k, you can write the general form of it here. And because you know that the point 6, 3 lies on the parabola and so does negative 2, 3, you can substitute both those points into that original equation for x and y and get equations 1 and 2. What we notice is that equations 1 and 2 are identical on the right-hand side, so we put the left-hand sides equal to each other. And you can solve, you know why that will work, because you've only got h here now. Now, what do we get? H squareds cancel, and I get 16h is 32, so h is 2. There. So you know that and we knew that already. What is wrong? Girls, I knew that what's his name is going to be directly below. I already knew that h is going to be 2. So, do you know what I mean? Girls, wasn't the vertex going to be directly below the focus? We could have put 2 straight away, but that's okay. We're learning. So, actually, what we could have done, girls, do you see that? We know that it's 2 something because we're saying, right, do we go up? Like, how many units down do we go? How many units up do we go? We don't know. But we know that the x value of the vertex will be 2. So I actually could have put that in already. All right? So this is what we could do. So, but we didn't know. Let's say you don't know. Yeah, let's say you don't know that A is 2. Then how else are you going to do it, right? Let's say you don't remember that 4A is the length of the latus rectum. We're trying to work out another way for you to do the question. But notice the vertex will be, so what I'm saying here, the vertex is HK, but it's got to be 2 something. So we could have actually written, well, our equation is x minus 2 squared equals 4ay minus k. Do you know what I mean? And got a start on it. So now, girls, you've only got 2 unknowns, the a and the k. So now it's going to work when we substitute in. If I actually substitute up here, actually, go back up here. Don't I know that h is 2? So I don't need all of this. What I'm going to do, I know that h is 2. Girls, try to persist. What's 6? So that's really 6 minus 2, which is 4. So we're going to sub h is 2. Isn't that 16 equals 4a 3 minus k? And h is 2. I get the same, doesn't help you. Know that the length of the latus rectum is 4. If I put 2 in here, I get 16 is 4a 3 minus k. It doesn't help me. Do you see? I got 2 identical equations. Forget it, can't do that. All right, latus rectum's 4a. Unless I can think of something else. Only, but it's not saying show that the latus rectum's 4a. Do you know what I mean? So you're allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Only, but if it says show, then you've got to but it won't be like this if it says show. It'll be like those other types of latus rectum questions that we've done. All right? All right, girls, see, even I get stuck. Exercise 11.6, question 22. Girls, this is a really good one to do. Really good one. What does that mean?
What's the question?
All right. Girls.
Oh, Miss, you want to take the laptop? It's gone.
All right. Shh. Now, girls, I know it doesn't say that. It's got 3 units in your textbook. What your textbook's got, that's 3, that's 3.
Miss, what's the question?
1 minute. Am I recording? All right. Okay, it says find the equation of the arch. Find the equation of the arch. Now, girls? No, it's not. The vertex is not 0, 0. It's, what's this point up here? That's the vertex. So the vertex is 0, h. So that's your hk. Now, yes. So, girls, what type of parabola is this? All right, so it's the x squared equals minus 4ay, but there's a shift. So you have to write it as x minus h squared equals negative 4ay minus k. Now, do you know what your hk is?
Yeah. Did I give you the diagram?
Yes? All right, you know it's concave down. The center's not 0, 0. I know the x value is 0, but don't worry about that. The vertex isn't 0, 0. So you have to write this format. What is the vertex, Bud?
X minus 0.
hk is, so the h is 0. So x minus 0 squared equals minus 4a y minus 8. Now, so you've got x squared equals minus 4a y minus 8. That's what we've got. Now, if you know any point on the parabola, any xy point on the parabola, apart from, I wouldn't do 0, 8, because you've already used it in there. If you do, yeah, you can use, tell me what this point is, 3, 0 or negative 3, 0. So this is what you're going to do. If you can substitute an xy value that lies, see, that's the equation of the parabola. If you find a point on the parabola and substitute it in for the xy, then you can find a. See, at the moment, you've got 3 unknowns, x, y, and a. Yes, how else do you tell me what the parabola is? Once you know a, you've got the parabola. So substitute x is 3, y is 0, or you could have substituted x is negative 3, y is 0. Are you okay with that? So we go, 3 squared is 9, is negative 4a, 0 minus 8, 9 equals negative 4a times negative 8, 9 is 32a. So a is what? And it doesn't matter that it's a fraction. You know, these questions tend to be at the end of a paper, you'll often get a fraction. So now you just know the a back in, that's right. Minus 4 times 9 over 32, y minus 8, which is x squared is what? Negative 9 on 8, because 4 goes into 32 8 times. Y minus 8, you can leave it like that, or you can, I'd give it like that. HC will give it like that. All right, and it really tells you a lot more information about it. By looking at it in that form, you know what the vertex is. You know it's concave down. You could work out, well, we know what A is anyway. That's the equation of that. And then it says find the coordinates of the focus and the equation of the directrix. So part B is to find the focus and the equation of the directrix. So to be able to do that, oh, you already know what A is. So in this question, we now want to find the focus. All right, how many units? So from there we go down 9 on 8, no, 9 on 32, sorry. So just do 8 minus, see, because isn't this 0 across 8 up to there? So we have to go down 9 on 32, 7 and 3 on 32. So the focus will be 9 on 32 units down. How do you get to the point 0.8? You 0 across, 8 up. So I need to come back down 9 over 32. That's a fraction less than 1. So it focus. So just work out what 8 minus 9 over 32 is. Get what I'm doing? And then 8 plus for the directrix. 8 minus is minus 9 over 32 is 7 and 3 over 32. I hope this is the answer, unless we've made a mistake somewhere. I don't think we have. So 0, 7 and 23 over 32 is the focus, and the directrix, is across here, is it an x equals or a y equals?
Y.
So that's the directrix, and it's 9 on 32 units upwards from 8. So it will be y equals what? 8 plus 9 on 32, which is 8 and 9 on 32. Or you can write it as an improper fraction, but that's fine. Thank goodness. Okay. Yes. Exercise 11.6, question 23. Sketch x squared plus 2x minus 8 showing your intercepts, which means your y-intercept and your x-intercepts, and the minimum turning point of the parabola. You should be able to do that just by using normal techniques. You could factorize it. What do you get? Plus 4 minus 2. So I'm putting that equal to 0. I'm just going to put it equal to 0 now. So what do you get? X is? So concave up or down? Negative 4 and 2. Y-intercept? All right. And axis, halfway between negative 4 and 2 will be the axis of symmetry, or just minus b on 2a. Axis of symmetry is minus b on 2a. Remember? It's x equals negative 2 on 2. X is negative 1 is the axis of symmetry. So the vertex of this parabola will be negative 1 something. Well, you put it back into the equation. Sub x equals negative 1 into your equation. You get 1 minus 2 minus 8.
1 minus 2. 9.
Negative 9. And so that's not drawn to scale very well. So what we've got, so now girls, instead of writing it in that format, now you see that's like chapter 10 quadratic equation. Now you've got to think of chapter 11 locus and the parabola. So yes, you're looking at it like this, but see now you've got to think of quadratics in two ways. Normal quadratics like this, x-intercept, y-intercept, concave up, vertex, but also as locus in the parabola in terms of x squared equals 4ay type. So which type is this? X squared equals 4ay, but it's shifted. So it's x minus h squared equals 4ay minus k. Now, girls, you don't know what a is, but you've got the vertex. So what can you substitute in? What's h and k? Girls, yeah, that's h and that's k. Do you remember? Isn't h, k the values of the vertex? So you can substitute in hk, which is the vertex, which is negative 1, negative 9.
How do you get 9?
Because
At the top,
here,
No, the first bit. The first one. I don't know.
all right, so it becomes x plus 1 squared equals 4a, because it's the concave up type. Y plus 9. So all we've got to do now is work out a. If you can substitute any point on the parabola, but don't substitute in the vertex because you wipe it all out and you get 0. Well, you've got some y-intercepts. You can substitute in 2, 0 or negative 4, 0. So girls, whenever you've got the equation and you need a, you substitute a point on the parabola. But you substitute in an xy value, then you'll end up with a. But if you substitute the vertex in, you'll get 0, 0 on both sides and you'll get nothing. So don't substitute 0, 0. Let's substitute a point on the parabola. Yeah, I keep away from the negatives. A point on the parabola, which would be either 2, 0 or negative 4, 0. So you get 2 plus 1 squared is 4a, 0 plus 9. 3 squared is 9 times 4, 36. That's a is 9 on 36, and it's a quarter, because that's 3 squared's 9. So a is a quarter. So just put that back in, and you've got, oh, actually, you don't have to put, well, you can. So your x minus, what is it? X. No, it's not, but we'll just do it. So x plus 1 squared equals 4 times a quarter, y plus 9. Oh, so what's the equation of the parabola, by the way? Oh, we know the equation of the parabola. Actually, but it's in a different format. This is in the completing the square format. So it's y. That's the equation of your parabola. Same as the other one, but it's in this form, shows the vertex. Girls, this parabola and that one are the same thing, but the square, if you complete the square on that, you'll get this. So they're the same parabola. But let's do what we need to do, which is the focus and the directrix. How many units up? I'll do a quick sketch. We've got, this is the point, -1, -9, so we need to go up how many units? A quarter units up and a quarter units down. So if this is, just I'll put a -1 -9. Yeah, so this is -9 minus another quarter for the directrix, so it's below -9. See, the directrix is lower than -9, so your directrix is -9 and a quarter. Your focus is a quarter units up from there, so it won't be -9, it's smaller than negative, bigger. Yeah. -8 3/4. So your focus will be here. I know it's not to scale. -1 and -8 3/4. So it's a quarter units up and a quarter units down. Just be careful when you've got fractions and negatives. All right. Just be careful. -9 and going down another -quarter. The focus, -9, but going up. So it'll be bigger than -9, which means -8. See, -8's bigger than...
So why did we use the point 2, 0?
Because you had this equation here, and you had to work out a. So if you know any x, y value on the parabola and substitute them in, you can work out a. That's why you sub a point on the parabola to find a. 4, 0, but if you do the vertex, you get nothing, it wipes out. So you don't do the vertex. All right, because your vertex is the HK. You can't make the vertex the HK and the XY, it won't work. Well, it was. Same parabola. I think, girls, 24 and 25, do you want to try them or not? I'll read out 24. Shh, who's waiting? Question 24. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex -2, 3 that also passes through 2, 1 and is concave down. Question 24 is written down now. You need to sketch it. You can sketch the vertex there at -2, 3 and the point that it passes through. It's concave downwards. It's the x squared equals -4ay type but shifted. So it's x minus h squared equals -4ay minus k. You can substitute in the hk, which happens to be the vertex. Never substitute the vertex anywhere else apart from hk. Okay? So you get x minus -2, which is x plus 2 squared, is -4ay minus 3. Now you need to work out a. So you say, I wish I knew what x and y were at a point, and you do. So you'll substitute the point 2, 1. So x is 2, y is 1. And then you work out a. And then you'll get the equation. Okay, girls? So girls, they should be you should be comfortable with those now. 16 is -4 times -2. 8a is 16. A is 2. You okay? A is positive 2. Remember, focal length's always positive, and it is. So girls, therefore, you may as well, if you want, you just sub 2 into the equation. So x plus 2 squared equals -8. Because you're putting a is 2 there. Y minus 3. And you could also, if you wanted to practice, do the directrix. You could do the focus. How many units down and up for those? I don't know. Wait. So, question 25. A parabolic satellite dish has a diameter of 4 meters at a depth of 0.4. So when the depth of the satellite dish is 0.4, the diameter is 4. So we've drawn the parabola with vertex 0, 0. So if the diameter is 4, we've got 2 units across and 2 units to the left there. So this would be the point 2, 0.4. That would be the point -2, 0.4. The parabola is of the type x squared equals 4ay. To work out the a, you can substitute an xy value, which would be 2 and 0.4. X is 2, y is 0.4. 4 times a times 0.4. 4 times 0.4 is 1.6, isn't it? A is 4 over 1.6, which is, did someone say 2.5?
Yeah.
So therefore, x squared equals 4 times 2.5y. X squared is 10y. Girls, so now that you've worked out the equation of the parabola, you know that find the depth find the depth at which its diameter is 3.5. Before I even start, do you think diameter 3.5 is up there or down here? Lower than what it is. So you're expecting the depth to be less than what?
0.4.
So if you get an answer bigger than 0.4, then you're doing something wrong. Well, the diameter here is 4. Diameter 3.5 would be lower down. I'm just trying to get you to think. So, in other words, if the diameter is 3.5, the distance across is 3.5. But the y value's not. What do you got to do with that? You know how...
A, we know it's 3.5.
Girls, you know how the diameter was 4? You had the point 2 across, 2 back?
Oh, no, 1.5.
Thank you. So, if you sketch again, if the diameter's 3.5, you need 1.75. Got it? Negative 1.75. Got the idea? Yes or no? All right, so you substitute. So this point is 1.75, but I don't know the y value. Does that make sense? I go across 1.75 and up y. I don't know. Sorry, girls, this 3.5 is the distance across. Got the idea? So sub x is 1.75. What's 1.75 squared?
3.065.
So the answer is?
Y equals 0.3065, which is 0.3.
To one decimal place, 0. So it was 0.3065, which is 0.3 meters. Don't worry about these extra things here, they were a mistake. Because if the diameter is 3.5, then that's the distance all the way from there to there, half of it. Okay? All right, girls? Now,